So real quick before this video starts, I just want to say that this video is pretty much just me talking. That's relatively all it is. There is background music and background gameplay, but it doesn't really relate to the actual things I'm saying. So yeah, if you do find that boring and don't want to watch it, then feel free to click off. But if you're here for just the rating that I'm going to give the game, it's at the very start of the video. So, once you get that, you can go up and dip. But those of you who actually want to, sit through all this and listen to the stupid stuff that I'm about to rant about, let's get into it. So I have around 1,000 hours on 2K23 current and next gen combined, and recently I've pretty much just lost all motivation to play the game. Pretty much the only reason I continue to play this game is because of making videos on this and just to grow my YouTube, honestly. Other than that, I really don't like either games. I find 2K23 current gen more fun than next gen, and I'm going to be talking about why in this video. But yeah, just to sum it up, I just recently, after doing that level 40 grind, it just really took it all out of me. Like, I just, after doing that, just didn't want to play anymore. And it all started when I did a 1v1 game, and I don't know, I just wasn't in it. Started the game and was doing fine. I hit a pretty nice dribble clip, and after that I did some bullshit and lost the ball, and after going against this guy, I just kind of was like, I'm tired of it, and it was just boring playing defense against him. I just pretty much let him win. But overall, I think I'm finally ready to say how I really feel about this game, and yeah, it's not the best, I'm not gonna lie. And obviously, like most game reviews, I'm gonna be giving it a rating, and if you're here for just that, I'm just gonna get it out of the way right now. I give this game a 6 out of 10. And you're probably saying, well, that's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's not great, it's in the middle. Yeah, I'm giving this game brownie points for helping me get my YouTube started, pretty much. With pretty much pure objectively, without no brownie points from the YouTube stuff, the game would be like a 2 or a 4. Like, I'm not even lying. I would literally rather play 2K18 than this game, and that's kind of saying something, not even gonna lie. I'd rather play 2K21 over this game. Yeah, I really hate this game. Yeah, pretty much what I'm going to be talking about in this video is why I feel like this was the biggest letdown in 2K history, with how much hype it got at the start and how it just all fell down. I'm going to be talking about why I feel the gameplay is overall boring and just not fun. Talking about the individuals of the shooting, dribbling, dunking, and all that good stuff. And overall, I'm just going to give my complete personal opinion on why I just don't like this game. And real quick, let me just say this before anyone decides to go flame me in the comments. This is my personal opinion. Some of the stuff is kind of objective, but that in itself is subjective. And if you feel different, then go ahead, let me know in the comments. If you think that this game is the best 2K ever, then let me know. I'm completely down to share opinions and differentiate from each other. But yeah, without further ado, let's talk about why I feel like this game was the biggest letdown in 2K history. So a little bit of background. 2K23 was released on September 9th in 2022, and pretty much before this they were doing all types of leaks showing all the stuff about the game, and I'm not gonna lie, everything looked amazing. I mean, the game in itself sounded great. I mean, they were really doing a lot of stuff with all the new additions, and everyone thought it was gonna be one of the best 2Ks ever. The 2K was good when it's getting all the good YouTubers back into the scene. I mean, I'm talking G-Man, STEEZO, Ticino. All of them came back just to play 2K23, and it was honestly crazy. It really brought people back to play the game again. And when the game released, it was actually good. Everyone enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Everyone pretty much thought it was a very good 2K. Until people started figuring out how to abuse the game. Yeah, once people found out about the mechanics that made the game broken, it just ruined all the fun of the game. Because now the game was more of like a point-and-click adventure game where you're pretty much just doing one move and driving to the basket instead of, trying to actually, play basketball. But other than that, it really all went downhill when people started to figure out about the dunk meter and the KD step back and base quick drops off one and stuff like that, and it just completely ruined the game for everyone. After that, a lot of people just stopped playing the game, and even a lot of the big YouTubers, like for example G-Man. And yeah, like literally it went from being one of the most hyped 2Ks of all time, could have been top seller, one of their best games ever, to the worst 2K in my opinion. It was honestly crazy how much of a roller coaster of emotions this game put on us. Yeah, it's just honestly crazy to me how a game can go from completely amazing to just downright horrible in just like a month, I believe it was, like at most. And yeah, overall this game really just took a downward spiral. It went so downhill. But I'm gonna actually go into why I feel this game took a downhill spiral and what actually contributed to that. And I think the best place to start is probably the builder. So yeah, let's talk about what I have to say about the builder. So basically the build type that, or the build system type that 2K went with is the sort of make whatever you want sort of thing. I don't really know what to call it. It's kind of just create whatever you want. There was no more pie charts in both current and next gen, and they both had relatively the same build. Next gen had stuff like the tiered badge system and the more in-depth takeover system and stuff like that. But overall, they were relatively the same. Most builds you could make on current gen, you could also make on next gen, albeit they'd probably be bad depending on what you made. But honestly, I feel that this builder was actually very good. I mean, for the build system that they went with, it's really hard to get this build system to be good. I mean, y'all remember what happened with 22 and 21. We don't talk about those times. However, there is one problem with that, and that's the tall dribblers. Now, if you don't already know, I've pretty much made a tall dribbler in every 2K. 2K22 made a 6'9" pure playmaker. My first ever build was a 6'7" red and yellow. In 2K20, I made a paint beast that could dribble, and in 2K21, I made a 6'8" or 6'7" pure playmaker. I forget which it was. And in 2K23, 6'9" demigods were the meta, and it was horrible. These 6'9" meta builds were literally able to do everything at an incredible rate. They had the best dribble moves, they had the best dunk packages, they had basically the biggest height you can get as a guard, which is ridiculous, might I say, because 6'9" is literally a big man's height. They also had incredible defense, they also had incredible shooting depending on how you made it. And overall, they were literally just broken to the point where making guard was pretty much not necessary. It basically made it so guards are practically obsolete. I mean, the only time you ever really see a point guard is if they're on the threes court, and other than that, I rarely ever see anyone run guard. And which, this is odd because, I mean, the whole point of a big dribbler is that they're supposed to be limited in the ways that they're a big dribbler, if that makes any sense. In previous 2Ks, you were lacking in something. In this 2K, you get everything, and you do it way better than pretty much any build. For example, my 2K22 6'7" build, while it had good defense and mediocre dribbling at best, it also had very bad shooting. And the dunking was not really that good. I mean, it had like an 84, but it's not the point. Point is that it lacked in something. In this game, it doesn't. It just has everything. Which, I mean, the whole point of this build system is to kind of make something that's balanced, if that makes sense. You can't really max one attribute in this game and it be worthwhile, because I've tried a 99.3 and it might as well be an 85 because it's practically useless. 99 ball handle, yeah, that Hall of Fame handles for days. It's amazing until you realize that you can't do anything with your offensive attributes being complete dog. And yeah, don't even talk to me about defense, because you're 6 foot and that's literally the highest you can get a 99 ball handle at. So yeah, that's fun. And the only things that you can really max out and actually have it worthwhile is, ironically, the most broken in this game: finishing. Yeah, the driving dunk at 99. Yeah, you might as well be playing the game on baby mode at that point. Literally, if you want to win at this game, just make a build with a 99 driving dunk at 6'9" and like an 80 something vert, and just meter dunk the entire time. And the game is literally the easiest in the world. It's so hard to stop that if you don't have to like defensive takeovers, you might as well just give up the game right there. Oh, and you can also max out your defense, because for some reason, you know, the whole defensive end is not that costly in attributes, which I couldn't tell you why. And yeah, 99 steal at the start of the year, it was bad. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, you could literally be getting whole reach around reach and animations and plucking people who had like gold and Hall of Fame unpluck. It was ridiculous. And God forbid you went against someone with silver or lower unpluck. Yeah, they lost the game right there. It didn't even matter where you were on the court. They could be at the 3-point, you could be at the free throw, and you'll just jump towards the ball and grab it out of their hands. Yeah, I mean, the builder in of itself is actually not bad. I mean, for how much shit I give it, it's not bad. I mean, it has problems, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not the worst build system that we've ever had. But now we move on to the takeovers, and yeah, let's talk about current gen. The takeover system is yeah, it's 2K19 on steroids. Pretty much it's a double takeover system where you choose 2 takeovers and they fill up at the same time, because that's, you know, totally not broken. Pretty much meaning you can have broken combos, like if you put on slash and sharp, which is pretty much the bum takeover sign of the year, or the sweat combo takeover, lock and sharp, which you'll, if you ever play in the 1v1 court, that's all you'll be seeing. Or you can actually have fun and put on some stupid stuff like post and play. However, there was a glitch which basically allowed you to put on any takeover on any build. This meaning you could play on a build that is a small forward, which cannot get rim take, get lock take on that build, and then glitch rim on it, and now you have the best defensive character in the game when you get takeover. And you know what's crazy? This has been out since I believe season 2 or 3, and it is still not fixed. So yeah, it just goes to show that 2K really doesn't really care that much about gameplay, which is amazing because it's like the one part of the game that actually matters. But I guarantee you if it was a VC glitch, that would be patched within the minute. But next gen, honestly, next gen's takeover system, I actually like it. Although it's still broken, it's much more balanced than it is on current gen. See, you actually need to fill up both the bars independently, so while you get double takeover, not only do you have to fill them up independently, they're also separated into multiple different takeover categories, I guess you could call it. So for example, sharpshooting takeover, which would increase your range and give you a bigger green window on current gen, is separated into 2 different takeovers, one being limitless threes and the other one being spot of precision. So basically you would have to choose between those 2, or you can double up on them, which honestly I do think that's a cool idea, the fact that you can choose 2 of the same takeover perk and it basically gives you double the effect, sort of like how it was on 2K19, which sucks because you can't do that on current gen. I understand why, because it would be the most broken ever. I mean, could you imagine double rim take, double post take, double lock take? Steals are already broken. Plus 20 to your steal, and double lock take is even worse. But overall, that's pretty much everything that we need to talk about gameplay wise when it comes to the builder. But I'm gonna go on a little pet peeve here. I hate the build names in this game. I hate it so much. Now I know that this is probably like a really niche thing and no one probably cares about it but me, but I'm still gonna talk about it. 2K, I beg of you, please stop giving me 3-point shot creator, 2-way inside out shot creator, 2-way 3-point shot creator. I just want a cool build name. I don't want to need to put specific attributes in the specific just to get a cool name. Like, you want to know how to get the name Paint Beast? All right, let me talk you through this. Let me explain this to you. So pretty much what you want to do, right, is you need, and I'm not even lying when I say this, need to have a 79 close shot or higher. You need to have at least a 79 layup or higher, and you need to have at least a 92 or 93. Also, you cannot have an 80 or higher 3-ball because that'll lock you out of the build name. Also, you can't have higher than an 80 ball handle, which means you're stuck at silver unblock and silver quick first step with bronze handles for days, which is lovely. Also, you need to have at least an 85 interior, which is also amazing. And you need to have at least an 87 block with at least a 90 rebound in your offensive rebound stat. And that is pretty much how you get the name Paint Beast. Obviously, you can change things depending on whatever you want, but all that just to get a name. And I'm the only moron that ever makes stupid shit like that, so I don't know why I'm complaining about it. but just please give me better names in next 2K. I beg of you. So now we're gonna talk about the dribbling, which is where I want to start because yeah, I want to get out the easy things before I go into full rant mode, and then yeah, it's just gonna keep going and going. So the dribbling, do I like it? Not really. I actually kind of hate it. Pretty much the dribbling is kind of like a mix between 2K20 and 22. That's kind of the easiest way I can say it. It's very hard to describe dribbling in this game, but honestly, there's multiple different types of dribblers. So I'm going to go over the one that I am first, the STEEZO dribbler. Honestly, STEEZO dribbling is very fun until you go against people who are just going to start pressing you and then you can't do it at all. While it looks really cool, it's honestly nowhere near the best type of way to dribble if you want to win games. I mean, unless you're STEEZO and you can do all types of biggity bops, and even though someone's touching you up and down the court, then it really doesn't matter. And yeah, so STEEZO dribbling is it's cool, but it's not really that effective unless you use it in the effective way and you're not going for clips. Next up, we have the standstill dribbler, or Cheeseholic's kid. I don't know. Pretty much this guy will spam the shit out of his sticks and not move for 10 minutes until eventually he notices the clock is run low, until he does one speed boost and drives the paint. This is my least favorite person to guard because 90% of the time I'm just standing there with my hand up and just waiting for him to do a move, so that way I can actually move my character and actually play defense. Yeah, honestly, it's just boring to play against this. It's not fun, and it's not fun to play like this either. I will say that because you're pretty much just doing this the whole game. And this is fun to people, by the way. And the worst part about people who dribble like that is they have the consistency to always say, "Oh, you can't guard me, bro. Oh, look, he's lost. He's not even doing nothing." Like, no shit, because there's nowhere for him to go. Was he gonna do spin in circles? And now we come to my favorite, the comp dribbler. So pretty much what this guy does is he has 3 moves in his bag. He has one, which is the MJ Hezzy, which I haven't even talked about this yet. I'm going to talk about it separately, along with another move, which is coming up next, the KD step back. I hate that move. And finally, the basic one, which is his last resort. Pretty much the way this guy will dribble is he will pretty much do a KD into a MJ Hezzy, and do another KD into an MJ Hezzy, and do another KD into an MJ Hezzy, and if he realizes you can guard that, he will do a spin back into a Luka and shoot it. And yeah, once you know how this player plays, it's very easy to guard. I mean, I was literally playing against people who play like this all the time in the ones, and I can guard it pretty efficiently. But it's just not fun to play against, man. Like, it's literally just the same thing. And the worst part about people who play like this, they will swear that they are the best at the game, that they will drop anybody off. They could go wager Tyceno right now for 100 bands and they will win. Like, no, bro, no. It doesn't work like that. But I think it's time we actually talk about the individual moves. And I'm going to start off with the MJ Hezzy because this move actually makes me want to claw my eyes out. So the MJ Hezzy, it's not even actually a Hezzy, it's a dribble style, and it's Michael Jordan's. Pretty much all it does is it pretty much just allows you to run. No, you don't even need to do any moves. You literally just hold R2, move your left stick to wherever you want to run. And it's so stupid because it literally has no animation. You will literally just immediately start running. Immediately. And you will go to 0 to max speed. It is literally the most ridiculous I've ever seen in my life. And I still, to this day, don't know why it's not removed. Because there's another animation called Gabby Williams, which is another dribble style, which has also the MJ kind of mixed into it. It's a little bit slower, but it's pretty much the same thing. But pretty much if you do it wrong with Gabby Williams, you will pretty much get a slower version where you don't speed boost immediately. Yeah, you do this little animation and then you run, which I don't know why. They just don't make it so that every single time you do that, you have to go through that little pause where you have to, start your animation and then start running. Or they can just take the move out of the game. And before you say, oh, you can't do that. Yeah, we already know that they can remove moves from the game while the game is still up because they did it in 2K20. Yeah, y'all remember the explosive behind the back? Yeah, they Thanos snapped that out of the planet. Yeah, and you know what's crazy about that? People said that that move is OP. At least you actually had to do a move on your controller to do it. With this move, you just run. That's literally it. You just run. And then combine that with the KD step back, which comes out at the speed of sound and gives you the most space in the game. And you only need a 75 ball handle to do it. Yeah, a 75 ball handle. It's like, why? I can use this move on a 6'11", like, man, just talking about this just makes me angry. But overall, I feel like things that they could have changed about this is just made the MJ Hezzy slower, or make it so you don't start at full speed, or just take the move out of the game, which, you know, I prefer termination over everything else. And for the KD, pretty much all they would literally need to do for that is literally just make it so it's not as fast, or make it so that it doesn't give you as much space, one or the other. Or, which is my personal favorite, make it so you need a 95 ball handle to use it. And I know you're thinking, oh, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't care. Like, literally the only people who should be able to use this move is a guard, not some 6'11" dribbling build. Yeah, that's pretty much all I need to say about dribbling, besides the fact that Unpluck is literally the most broken badge in the game. Like, you could have it on gold and still get ripped by people with bronze glove. Sorry. Also, I forgot to mention this, but adrenaline, yeah, I forgot to talk about that. Pretty much my only problem with adrenaline is it pretty much just makes people not want to actually learn how to dribble. They basically just want to, you know, rim run, which yeah, I'll talk about finishing a little later. Overall, I feel like the adrenaline system was a good idea implemented badly or poorly, and if they would have just maybe thought about it better, it probably could have been okay. But, you know, again, 2K classic. Good idea, bad execution. But yeah, it's pretty much everything for dribbling. So let's talk about shooting. Shooting, the thing that everybody in this game is so afraid to do. Yeah, I don't know why. Everybody in this game is very scary to shoot. Literally, if you want to win at this game, just don't be p***y to shoot, and you will win every game. I promise you. Because everybody, and I mean this when I say this, everybody will play your rim run. Everybody. Because that's pretty much how this game plays. But, like in 2K fashion, they decided to add a new mechanic to shooting. Which, it sounds good on paper, but it is not good in execution. See, basically what they wanted to do is they wanted to combat Zens, which if you don't know what a Zen is, it's basically just a modded controller that basically with a certain script will allow you to green every shot without actually having to do anything. And it was a big problem in 2K21, and apparently it was in 2K22, which I don't really think it was. I mean, I never went against anyone that was Zenning in 2K21 or 22, but you know, whatever. And apparently it was in 2K23, but again, I've literally never gone against someone who is Zenning in 2K23 or 22. But pretty much what 2K's genius idea is to make it so that there are many different timings for one jump shot. And I'm talking upwards of 1,000, which is ridiculous. So pretty much what can happen when you're trying to shoot a jump shot is 2K could just decide, okay, so you know how you time your jump shot right when he flicks, right? Yeah, well, this next time you're gonna time it when his feet are hitting the ground, because, you know, f it, why not? So you can literally time your jump shot the exact same time every single time, and then randomly 2K can just give you a shitty timing, and you can just miss your shot. Yeah, I don't know why that they thought of, like, I don't know why they think that this was a good idea. Like, if they're gonna do something like that, make it very slight, or make it so that there's only like 1 or 2 timings. Like, literally, that's all you need to do. Like, just make it like 10 at most, and that's even doing too much. Like, I would say like 1 or 2 is literally the most you would need to go. You literally don't even need to do any more than that. But other than that, there are more problems with shooting, like the fact that if you get a 1% contest on someone, they will pretty much miss every single shot. Yeah, like literally any contest in this game will miss. Like, I cannot tell you how many shots I've missed when it's like a 0% contest. Yeah, literally the most contested shot I've ever made was a 14% contest. And cut back to previous years when if you had very good timing, you can make upwards of 100% contested, which I know is broken, but I mean, you needed very good timing. Like, I'm talking like robotic levels of timing. 2K also made the decision to make it so that pretty much no whites go in, which I'm going to talk about so when I get to the finishing, which is going to be the main rant part of the thing. But yeah, pretty much no whites go in, and unless you're extremely lucky and 2K decides to bless you Yeah, you're not making a white. It's very rare. I've seen it happen, but it's very, very rare. Also, I don't know if this is just me hallucinating, but I remember at the start of the year, I used jump shots, the same jump shot for pretty much every build. And that jump shot was base Lamella Ball, release Rudy Gay, Rudy Gay. And I swear to God, they crucified Rudy Gay release. Because before, when you would release with Rudy Gay, it was right when he flicks forward. That's where you released it. And I've tried using that same exact jump shot now. I swear to God, I feel like I'm timing it with very late. Before, you would flick when you would release it when he flicks. Now you release it like a whole half a second after he's done flicking the ball and the ball's left his hand. And I don't know if that's just me, you know, being something, or I'm just hallucinating that, but I swear on everything they touched that release. And, you know, I don't really have any proof for it, but besides, you know, me saying it is, but, you know, if anyone else feels that, then let me know. Yeah, other than that, I think the whites not going in was kind of a 50-50, because it made it so that pretty much everyone's gonna rim run now. And, yeah, it's so stupid, because rim running is literally the most broken thing in the planet. So yeah, and that's what I'm going to be talking about next, by the way. Now we come to everyone's favorite, dunking. It's wonderful. The dunking has pretty much been broken in every 2K. I mean, not as broken as it is this year, but yeah, there's been a lot of problems with finishing in general in every 2K. 2K22, the main problem was that there was very little contest in the paint. Pretty much there was no paint defense whatsoever, which they kind of fixed it near the end of the year, but it was still not very good. I mean, Double H made a video where you literally used a 60 overall with slash take and made a whole 89% red contest, which if that doesn't say anything, I don't know what will. And here's to us thinking that their problems will be fixed after a whole year, and no, it's still broken in this 2K. And I feel like it's even more broken in this 2K. So if you don't already know, finishing is just in itself broken. Basically, unless you have like amazing defense, like you need to be literally on them, you pretty much won't get a contest in the paint at all. Like you could be a whole 7'3" with a 99 interior, 99 block, jump right at them, and they could just do a quick job right on your head like you're not even there. And it makes no sense, because you could be playing the most perfect defense. You could be right on top of him, and he'll still just dunk it right on your head. Yeah, and that's not the worst part, because remember how I said you might be able to get a contest if you're playing on them really good and you're pressing them and such, right? Well, guess what? Oh, here comes the dunk meter. Yeah, everyone's favorite. Everyone loves the dunk meter. I hate the dunk meter. So pretty much 2K thought it would be a great idea to bring back, or kind of reinvent, the dunk meter from 2K22 next gen. Pretty much the next gen, how it worked is when you would go up for a dunk, sometimes it would give you a dunk meter or a skill dunk. And if you timed it good, it would go in, and if you timed it bad, it wouldn't go in. And I feel like it was done alright in next gen. I mean, it didn't really have any place being there, because it gave you dunk animations you weren't really supposed to get. But if you timed it badly, it would miss, which is, you know, I'm talking badly as in, like, if you slightly did, it would have a chance to miss. If you lated or, you know, earlyed it, it would pretty much never go in. And if you very lated it or very earlyed it, it would never go in. And if you greened it, it would pretty much always go in, which is amazing, right? I mean, sometimes it miss, but that's besides the point. But the thing is, in that game, you couldn't just activate it. It was sort of a random chance sort of thing. I still don't know how it worked in that game. I never played next gen. But yeah, let's talk about the dunk meter in this game. And how do you activate it? You hold R2, you flick your right stick up, and then immediately hold it down. And when you want to, and pretty much what you want to do from there is when the bar is at the top, you release your stick. And yeah, there you go. You see, the problem with this dunk meter is slightlies will pretty much always go in. Earlies and lates will pretty much always go in. And very lates and very earlies can go in, which makes no sense, right? So yeah, combo this with slash take, and yeah, you pretty much will never miss a meter dunk. It's the most broken thing. And you want to know what the best part of it is? It can activate contact dunks. And the worst part is you can't even get contact dunks and without doing that. Like, I've gotten to contact dunks a few times without doing a meter dunk, and it's the most rare shit on the planet. Yeah, the meter dunk. Why was it added? I don't know. Finishing was already broken. And you see, it makes no sense, because when shooting, you need to green your shot or else it'll pretty much never go in. With the dunk meter, You think it would be the same way, right? No, it literally will pretty much always go in if you early or slightly early, or if you slightly early it or slightly late it, it'll pretty much always go in. So what's the point of making a skill gap for shooting, but not carrying said skill gap over to dunking, which is infinitely more easier? Yeah, I don't know what their idea of this was, and you think it would be fixed. No, it's still the most broken on the planet. Except for if you're me, which for some reason, for me, which I don't know if it's just because I'm a terrible finisher, but it's the most inconsistent in the planet. Sometimes I'll just suck people right into context. They'll be nowhere near me and it just brings them right in. And then other times I'll have the most perfect run up, you know, full stamina, full adrenaline bars. You know, I have Hall of Fame posterizer, Slithery and Limitless, slash take. They don't even have take. They're cold as hell. They're a 60 overall. And then I go up for the dunk and it just doesn't work. The meter will pop up and then it just disappears. Which I don't know if that's just me doing something wrong or if the game just doesn't like me, but you know. Yeah, let's actually talk about the defense. Defense, my least favorite part of this game. So pretty much when you play defense in this game, if you play anybody up, and I mean anybody, you're gonna lose. Like there are no bumps in this game, and the bumps that you do get don't even matter. So how do you play defense in this game? Well, you have to play people very, very down, and I'm talking like so down that you probably won't even get a ghost contest, because if you play them a little bit too up, and your reaction time is not on God level, then yeah, you're not going to be able to read their MJ Hezzy or KD. Pretty much the way you got to read people is you have to read them like this. Number one, expect if they're going to do a KD or if they're going to do an MJ Hezzy. And if you play their MJ Hezzy and they KD, then guess what? They have a free shot. But if you play their KD and they MJ Hezzy, they have a free dunk. However, if they KD, they can easily cross and go the other way instead of MJ Hezzying to their ball hand. So you pretty much literally need to have a Mangekyo Sharingan. God forbid you go against someone who actually knows how to, you know, play this way, because you will pretty much lose the game. It's not even like funny at this point. And I already talked about paint defense in the finishing part, but yeah, the paint defense it's horrible. And I've already talked about the steals. The steal is yeah, the steals are bad. Pretty much steals are broken as in this game because of a little bad called glove, which is like pickpocket but on every upper known to man. So yeah, you can literally be so far away from people. They click score one time and yeah, it's a steal. Like, God forbid you play on builds that have a silver unplucked, because you'll pretty much get plucked like it's nothing. Yeah, believe me, I would know. I play on paint beasts with an 80 ball handle. And it doesn't even matter if you have gold, because you'll still get plucked. Even if you have Hall of Fame unpluck, you'll still get f***ed over by Hall of Fame glove. It's funny how it works, right? But now I want to talk about the blocks, because yeah, block doesn't make any sense. See, I play on builds that have pretty good defense. I always value defense over my offense, and I usually make low offense builds. I'm used to playing on them because I value a lot of defense because of how this game plays. But pretty much block is very, very inconsistent, to say the least. You could have Hall of Fame chase down with gold anchor, and someone can easily just rim run right by you. Even though you have a high block with a rim take, it doesn't even matter. It really doesn't. I don't understand what the point of having this high block is if it doesn't do anything. And not only that, if you get in a situation where they're under the basket and they continue to just pump fake, pump fake, pump fake, you pretty much have no choice but to stick your hands up, because one little pump fake and you jump, they're putting it right up and it's gonna go in. Even with Hall of Fame Pogo, it doesn't matter, because you will not be able to recover fast enough, because their pump fake will pretty much kill you for some odd reason. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have to say anything besides bumps don't do anything, and yeah, defense. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut the video short here because you know, it's getting a little long, and I still have like 37 minutes of me just talking about stuff that's like very minor, and I don't really think people are gonna care too much about. But yeah, there still is a lot that I have to say about this game, but a lot of it that matters I've talked about in this video. And as I said in the intro, if there's anything that you don't agree with or that you just want to have your own opinion on, say it in the comments, because I'm going to be down there pretty much talking and, you know, discussing everything that I've said. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, see you on the next video. Peace.